scene of an Olympic athlete. But I chose this particular story because I'm sure that even though we are not living in the same place, we're not at the same age, you will see that the feelings that I will describe are the same one that you have in your personal life. And the story is from the middle of my career when I was just won my first European title. I became the first one who ever done it in Israel. And I told myself, okay, I want to conquer the next target, being a world champion. The world championship was held that year in Munich, in the same exact place where 11 Israeli athletes and coaches were murdered in the 1972 Olympic Games. You know that story?
No.
Probably too young.
Too young, yeah.
I remember that.
You remember? In the 1972, the Olympic Game was held in Munich, and a group of terrorists entered into the Olympic Village and murdered 11 Israeli athletes and coaches. That was the biggest tragedy in the history of the sport, of the Israeli sport, and my world championship was there. Now, I have a very unique story in Israel. I started judo when I was 7 years old in a community center near my house. But I grew up, my house was in a neighborhood called Pardeskas. Now, Pardeskas is kind of the Israeli version of Harlem, something like that, a very bad neighborhood. I started training there in the shelter, in the community center in Pardeskas. The coach who raised me since I was 7 years old was only 16 and a half years old. Just got his diploma as an instructor and opened up the club without any experience at all. The reason I started training judo was because that coach was my neighbor, and my elder brother started training before me, and I was following them like a young brother. As you understand, it's a very unique story. Now, because of this story, because I'm the first European champion in the history of judo, and mainly because I'm going to compete in that place in Munich, a young director named Rotem called me and told me, listen, Arik, I read your story, and I want to make a movie about you. It sounds like a great idea. From the shelter in Pardeskas in Harlem till the head of the podium in Munich, what do you say? I told him, listen, nobody ever wanted to make a movie about me, so why not? Let's do it. So for 4 months, Rotem and his crew was escorting me. A camera guy, a director, a soundman. I felt like a rock star. They came with me for training session in the Olympic Center. They flew with me for international camp all over the world. They came with me to my parents' house for a Friday night dinner. They walked with me in the street of Pardeskas to get the atmosphere of the street. When people on the street saw camera, suddenly everybody raised me. I saw people that talking with the director. They never saw me in my life, but they invented story in order to help the movie. I got to the World Championship. I was the European champion, which means I was one of the nominees for the gold medal. My first match was against Nicolas Gill from Canada. I went on the mat. You know, in judo, it's a very traditional sport. I gave the traditional bow. 2 minutes from the beginning, this guy